The headlines. Over $100 million Solomon dollars has been spent on consultations into the Constitution Amendment Constituent Assembly sitting bill. Honorable Gordon Dasililo withdrew the motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Manile. And North Guadalcanal constituency roadwork is expected to be completed by the end of this month. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Andrea Maahanwa. Over $100 million Solomon dollars has been spent on the consultations into the Constitution Amendment Constituent Assembly sitting bill. Minister of Finance and Treasury, Honorable Manasseh Sogavare, announced in Parliament yesterday. Sogavare noted extensive consultations have been conducted across the nation, with provinces actively participating in the development of a draft constitution.
The way these things have happened, Mr. Speaker, well, we country spent more than $100 million, Mr. Speaker, already this month. Over $100 million. And we start coming to the 19, whatever, so we go back, not counting the when it happened in 1987, yet, Mr. Speaker, when the first Mamalonia committee put him up these things, and of course the thinking then, thinking of the people that time, Mr. Speaker, I think we go down the path of state government, but it picked up later, Mr. Speaker, and we spending more than $100 million already with this one. There's wide consultations have happened throughout the country, Mr. Speaker, and over to come up with him a draft constitution. Based on consultations within all the people throughout the nation. So the goal of every province of this country now.
North Guadalcanal constituency roadwork is expected to be completed by the end of this month. Sharon Nanau reports.
North Guadalcanal constituency roadwork is expected to be completed by the end of this month. In an interview with SIBC News during the roadside visit yesterday, Constituency Project Officer Sobath Nunuvea said the roadwork cost is around $3 million Solomon dollars.
Actually, the road project belong North Guadalcanal. Mitro started after Mifala come into power. One fala funding from the Chinese embassy. Having about $700,000. Mitola wakem road start lo Warabau and then Swagi and part lo Koli with them Kompora road. Hemna that for 700,000 and then later on I think last month me fala from one fala funding lo CDF out of 200,000 me fala wakem Vutu road. Hemna 200,000 lo CDF. And then we were so fortunate for Mifala tapping one for funding more MID, road infrastructure, which is same worth of $2 million. And then now I'm continuous for Wakam Road. Last month, this month I'm still continue from Talo Road, Babani Road, and then this fella road I'm go to Roroni area where I'm going to St. Jacob School. From Lode, I'm still go to Rogabolo Road, and then by me come up lo Pitukoli Road. I'm now at leftover finger roads, but I'm covered under that for $2 million budget from the MID. So about the road infrastructure, me fala hopefully for completing by the end of this month.
Roadwork contractor and SRM owner John Saki said around 50 kilometers of roadwork is carried out in the constituency.
Okay, all in all, probably what unsealed roads here North Guadalcanal, about the wood there. I'm close to about 50 hectares. 50 kilometers. But if you add him go at estate roads, Blodjipol, where I'm lead goal at the villages here, which me fala cover anyway, it would be more than that. So basically around 50 plus na mi fala garim lo here. Basically, because mi fala osem this ala waka it's like a partnership with them local enterprise and then constituency more. So if it's not really a contract as such, but mainly waka mi fala do hemi one monta call him specific, where if you got a pothole and of the drainage or semi fala side do him, then we have the routine maintenance where hemi you should come around every 3-4 months for kavam and gradim and osemnoma. So it's basically everything him until there, which is him come off the main highway from Honiara go Kasemla Aula. So what the roads were, what unsealed roads lo hill not wale na him na mi fala do.
Meanwhile, the constituents expressed their gratitude to the Member of Parliament, Honourable Dr. Paul Boswai, for fixing their roads.
Okay, previously, the road blow mi falaya. Even the tilapia, best of a life inside, if time him rain, then potholes him filled up with water. Yeah, me follow find it very hard, especially for travel lo town, for cleaning, for market. Set by blow me falla lo time road hem no good na. Or the market products blow me falla hem save waste. Hemi waste in a sense that hemi no go in time. Sometimes truck what no like come lo road where him no good, him na buy what products blow me falaya, hemi waste. Also regarding going to clinics, yeah, him hard too, yeah. Time no any truck him save travel over the road there, or the women have to carry what beginning from here Kasemna main road where him almost taking 1 hour for walk. So him baraba really challenging for especially me for like the woman out beginning. Since this whole road him maintain, yeah, me looking advantage or positive impact blow him na. Pekinini and the women or travel easily go lo clinic, also market products blow me fala hemi okay in a sense that I got a truck willing for come and that him no waste.
Para ba no good for good ya. Hem madi suppose time rain mi fala no access for market na. Then mi fala lo here road ya hem na a place where mi fala by access lo hem for take mota crops lo mi fala okay ta goods lo mi fala because mi fala lo here they depend entirely lo marketing na ya selling ota goods lo mi fala to crops lo mi fala lo market so hem na way for mi fala lo gaubata ay lo constituency lo mi fala sa take money. Yeah, income for survival blocked families blow mi fala for meeting ota needs and wants blow family. So time this road blow mi fala him no good, mi fala baraba facing hard time na, hard life too.
Sharon Nanal, SIBC TV.
Member of Parliament for Central Honiara constituency, Honourable Gordon Dasi Lilo, withdrew the motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele on Monday. The motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Manele was withdrawn after Lilo confirmed that he did not have enough support to move forward with the challenge to the Prime Minister's leadership.
Everything before you move, you have to, any movement, I'm not saying moving the motion, any movement that you do will always raise curiosity. And in this case, like people will ask you reason as to why you do certain things. And that's why I'm just basically using this opportunity. I haven't touched the motion yet, sir, but the situation that we are in right now, I think it requires good encouragement. You will go expose him or something. Look around, him come out, emotion. So don't do it. We want a better government for our country. We will support you. We've done that in the budget as well. Sir, on behalf of the people of this country who are listening out right now, I don't have the number. The number has retracted. But the number out there are waiting keenly, to listen to these issues that we are having right now. I, on their behalf, and on behalf of people have retracted, I withdraw this motion. Open all the windows of this chamber and then throw this motion out. Thank you, sir.
Honourable Lilo had initially sought to delay the motion until December 18th, 2024, but his request was overruled by Speaker of Parliament, Honourable Patson Otti. Mr. Otti said he would not defer the motion of no confidence as it was not supported by the standing orders. Presiding over the motion, Mr. Otti informed the House and explained certain aspects of the procedure and processes involved in the motion of no confidence.
Why I might just repeat the decision that I took today was that I will not, because it's not captured in anywhere in the standing orders, for a deferment of the motion of no confidence, which is down on today's order paper, and still ask the Honourable MP for Central Honiara, you either move the motion or you withdraw it, and no justification or any reason why it should be deferred.
Auditor General David Dennis highlights the need for public officials to practice proper record keeping. Alex Dadamu with the details.
The Auditor General David Dennis has highlighted the need for public officials to practice proper record keeping. This comes after he reveals that auditing at the national government level has been for many years produced disclaimer audits. Disclaimer audits are reports that have insufficient evidence for the AG office to come up with opinions.
I am on record as well, Chair, noting that at the national government level, we are, and for many, many years now, on a disclaimer audit, which means, Chairman, that we don't have sufficient evidence in place to be able to form an opinion. So whatever's being said in the numbers, we don't have an opinion on what those numbers are, whether they are true and fair. So I guess the other way of saying that now is that you cannot rely on the number. Yeah?
AG Dennis says a main issue causing the disclaimer audits is poor record-keeping practices.
I think one of the fundamental challenges that drive this disclaimer outcomes is our record-keeping practices. And Chairman, I am seeing it in even the most recent audit that's also been, I believe you're considering as well. I am on record in saying that we just do not have sufficient documentation to be able to properly verify a lot of the audits that we then go in and undertake, whether they be financial statements or whether they be special audits. And there is a need to really strengthen the deterrence, I think, around the lack of proper record keeping. I think you also heard from the Ombudsman that when you have poor records, you have poor outcomes. So if there was one thing that we can do that could fundamentally shift the governance agenda in our country, it would be record keeping, to put a deterrence on it, to make sure that us as public officials are required to make sure that there are proper records that are kept in compliance with our existing rules and instructions, and where those rules and instructions are deemed not sufficient, then perhaps they could be reviewed.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
The Special Economic Zone Bill will help Solomon Islands' export sector. Alex Dadamu reports.
The Special Economic Zone Bill will help the Solomon Islands export sector. Minister of Commerce, Industry, Labour and Immigration, Honourable Hari Kumar, revealed in Parliament recently. He said once passed by the Parliament, they are looking to have the special economic zones situated in some of the rural areas.
For example, one is the Special Economic Zone Bill, sir. This one is critically important to our country and to attracting investment in our country. We have to do extra harder. We have to do more before we can attract, better and serious investors into our country. This special economic zone will, offer very lucrative tax incentives. So we are looking at serious investors for coming in under this special economic zone. By targeting in particular export sector, so that the investors are mainly export-driven areas, so that you may, improve our trade balance of payment, foreign reserves, and all that. And also an opportunity. In fact, it will start on where basic infrastructure exists. For example, here around Longwale or Honiara also. But a special economic zone can be located in some of our rural communities or rural areas as well. In this connection, this special economic zone, by attracting investment and the circulation of money and businesses into rural communities as well. So it is an important bill that we would like to make sure that we pass him next year, Mr. Speaker, and then we start prepare and look at various areas that are suitable for this. And we must prepare to invest in infrastructure in this special economic zone as well.
SIBC News understands government plans to pass the bill next year. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Bina Harbor project is forecasted to bring in $400 million in economic benefits over a period of 50 years for Solomon Islands. Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Honorable Nestor Giro, announced in Parliament recently. He said this year government has prioritized the Bina Harbor processing plant project.
Mr. Speaker, Bina Harbor onshore processing plant project remains our highest priority in 2024. Key progress to date include indicated business case and due diligence report presented to Cabinet in June 2024, with estimated SIG capex of USD 202 million and private capex of USD 32.5 million. The Cabinet endorsed the business case and mandated the Ministry of National Planning and Development Coordination and the Ministry of Fisheries to do further consultations with all stakeholders to review the cost. Third, Mr. Speaker, the Bina Harbor Development Partners Roundtable convened in October this year. The Ministry of Planning is now exploring financial options with development partners. My ministry now concluding non-disclosure agreements with identified potential tuna plant investors and have furthering participation discussions with Kiribati and Tuvalu. So the Bina project site investigations are ongoing. Land-based geotech harbour navigation. Together with Ministries of Planning and Finance, we have requested SIPA to review present cost estimate and explore wider SIPA participation in the port development. Strategic environmental and social assessment underway, building on IFC baseline studies. Ongoing tariff-free access to EU market for domestically processed tuna through derogation of rules of origin, confirmed 20 November. Going forward in 2025, the following technical investigation and planning will continue. Overwater geotech scheduled February 2025. Water and wastewater design delivery plan. Geophysical investigation, seabed and land side, fuel and gravel. Harbour access and water supply community engagement. Port master and planning, town planning. Power supply scoping, telecommunications scoping, field depot, demand study, engagement with fuel suppliers, and early site works and water catchment management. Mr. Speaker, despite the challenges to bring Bina into fruition, the Bina plant is focused to secure a profit of USD 400 million over 15 years in economic benefits from the estimated cash flows to government salaried workers, processing plant operator, and the fishing vessels operating company.
Honorable Giro calls on everyone to support the project.
Mr. Speaker, I call on all of us to work together to bring Bina into fruition, as this development will not only accelerate our economic growth, but also improves our national position towards graduation from the least developed countries status and address instability caused by lack of employment and livelihood opportunities on Malaita and the rest of our country. All in all, Mr. Speaker, the Bina Harbor project gives effect to the economic transformation policy that the government is pursuing.
Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele reiterates government's 2025 budget is the people's budget and not the government's. Parliament last week passed the 2025 Appropriation Bill 2024, following deliberations in the Committee of Supply and the third reading with amendments.
Mr. Speaker, the 2025 budget, with the theme accelerating accountable and transformative investments, reflects the GNAT government priorities and aspirations. Accelerating accountability and transformative reforms and investments is at the core of the GNAT agenda. Let's say this is a budget for people blame the country. I'm not blame GNAT, I'm blame your power. And of course, I'm blame country blame me, as other speakers have alluded to. And it's important.
Meanwhile, Minister of Finance and Treasury, Honorable Manasseh Sogovare, calls on responsible ministers to ensure the budget is implemented.
Parliament, I thank everyone on both sides of the House that contributed to this debate, Mr. Speaker. What is left now, as rightly pointed out, Mr. Speaker, is implementation of this budget of 2025. I mean, requiring the commitment of each and every minister who are responsible for this whole budget. We call on our permanent secretaries as well, work with them with the ministers Blokata, so that he meet implementing this whole budget and addressing our development needs for country, for unit.
Officers from the Immigration Division are in training to implement Solomon Islands' new border management system. Sharon now with more.
Officers from the Immigration Division are in training to implement Solomon Islands' new border management system. Minister of Commerce, Industry, Labour and Immigration, Honourable Hari Kumar, revealed in Parliament recently. He said the new border management system, in beefing up the country's border security, will also see the streamline of visa application to the country.
Speaking that recently we have signed an agreement for a number of countries that you may open them up, visa-free entry into our country. We have to prepare if, visitors' arrival and increase. And so therefore reform in this area may happen along the immigration side, in particular our new border management system with the support of Australia and Papua New Guinea. You may able for getting this system installed already, and our officers are in training to be able to implement and man this system. A system whereby you may effectively manage every point of entry belong you me, so that you may guarantee all these advanced security alert and also online application of a visa, perhaps process of payment as well. So, by an easy businesses and traveling public now this solar reform here, and we believe it is not just important for people no more who travel, but it is important for businesses. This is one of the areas that can also constrain movement of entrepreneur. With this border management system, we believe that by enlightened Malkata.
Sharon now, SIBC TV.
And now, the latest in sports.
The North Guadalcanal Constituency Christmas Games tournament is underway. In an interview with SIBC Sports, Gaubata Ward Sports Association General Secretary Dani Tanagutulea said the games consist of two sports, soccer and netball. He said 11 football clubs are competing in the games.
Mifalalo North Guadalcanal, Mifala try to be inclusive of the whole constituency, and you can see that North Guadalcanal is accessible by vehicle. So when we organize sports, almost every community is by sending Kamakota representative teams blogata. Unfortunately, in this around here, Mifala Garam this time, few communities they do not participate. Pami update come numbers below Mifala Yellow North Guadalcanal. We have 24 registered clubs here. 24 registered clubs. So for soccer, Mifala Garam 11 clubs no participate in this round. 11. The other 13 they do not participate. But with that, some of the clubs will not participate because some of their players, they want to participate or go merge with them other clubs. So I'm still inclusive of the whole constituency. That is for soccer. For the netball, we only have 8 clubs that are participating in this current. And we will encourage him that if soccer hem garam club, only netballs come out from the same club, only volleyball come out from the same club, so that we do not duplicate so many clubs in the constituency. And the reason also me like him to for him garam club that he registered for every different sport is so that it may not cause him problem. What arguments might come in the future, at the different clubs.
Meanwhile, netball coordinator Regina Vuza said 10 clubs are competing in the netball competition.
And total of 10 clubs now have been registered, and yes, me make a mota for played lot to pool A and B, and yesterday me managed for play 10 team na play yesterday. Played off everyone yesterday. Me play round robin lo each pool. 5 team each pool, so play or 5 everyone got 10 for playing 4 each. And then today by day 2, today by 9 teams, 9 games not today. Now me round 3, and by me should complete team game blow me maybe tomorrow, but me doing semi-final if possible today, and then by final tomorrow morning. And lot of girls participate. Now lots of mommies to trifala young girls, but mommies na stuck out can play, and have open category where everyone no come for play, where reside and married come or wakalo company people where stay low not Guadalcanal constituency.
SIBC News understands the Christmas tournament is supported by the North Guadalcanal constituency office. Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.